Fond du Lac. On the run. Lays it in. And the foul. Jason Richards of Oshkosh North comes back with a lay-in of his own. But Joe Harmson for Fondy. Hit. Fond du Lac and Oshkosh North, its first loss of the season. 66-65 the final. Meanwhile, Green Bay, Treble and West is up. The Bennett family in the stands. Watching this one, Green Bay West Todd Rochelo beats Kurt Sadinsky for 2. Then Andy Green hits the J, 21-16, Treble at the half. Jesse Seidfeld, the Wade Ho-Ho for the hoop. Treble wins its regular season finale, 47-32 the final. Two good Bay teams went at it at Schwabenheim. The Jaguars posted Seymour. At Schwabenheim, Chris Moran to Dustin Rassier for 2. Nice move inside. Seymour's Jeff Phillips to Chad Oshie. To Dave Nagel. Nice play.
Good evening, high school basketball fans, and welcome to Fox Valley Association high school basketball action here tonight as the Fond du Lac Goodrich Cardinals close out the regular portion of the season with a home game against the conference champions, the Spartans of Oshkosh North. I'm Dave Preston along with Mike Pfeiffer to bring you all the play-by-play action here tonight. And Mike, by the looks of things here tonight, you wouldn't realize that this game, as far as the conference standing is concerned, is absolutely meaningless out here this evening.
Well, Dave, this has become a very nice little rivalry over the last 2 or 3 years between the Spartans and the Cardinals, two powerhouses in the Fox Valley Association Conference of basketball. Spartans, as you mentioned, right now undefeated in the conference. They tonight looking for a perfect season to wrap up the conference. The Cardinals, although the Spartans will win the conference crown, the Cardinals looking to put one blemish on that being a win tonight, and also for the Fond du Lac Cardinals, a bit of a tune-up heading into tournament play on Tuesday.
As we said, this is a meaningless game as far as the conference is concerned, but it is a very important game for both of these teams. I think Oshkosh North, of course, would like to finish with that undefeated record. The Fond du Lac Cardinals, meanwhile, would, I think, like to know where they stand coming in tournament play with a very rejuvenated lineup here tonight.
Well, it's starting overtime, I guess, unfortunately for the Fond du Lac Cardinals. As most people know at this point, 3 suspensions this week, 2 starters, Vester and Tomzak will both be out of the starting lineup. They are done for the year in basketball at this point. Very unfortunate situation right there, and I tell you, my hat's off to Dick Diener with all the problems he's encountered this year. to keep this team together. And on the heels of that, last Thursday night, was it? Tuesday night. They went up to Appleton East and played an excellent game up there on the road to come away to win. And Coach Diener has done just a very, very admirable job with this bunch. But as you mentioned, kind of you got to start over. You got some new faces you're going to see tonight that you haven't seen play much all year, and a couple of those faces will be in the starting lineup.
Well, we've got 3 new starters that we're going to see out here tonight, Mike, from the last time that we saw this basketball team. Jeff Simon, of course. In fact, Pollack's going to be starting 2 freshmen out here tonight.
Right.
I don't know of another team, maybe in the state of Wisconsin, that is starting 2 freshmen on their varsity. Jeff Simon will start at the point guard position out here this evening, and of course, Big Joe Harmson continues his play at the post position. The other new starters, senior Shane Jans takes over the other guard position out here tonight, and Eric Grahams, a sophomore, has moved into the starting lineup now at one of the forward positions. So we've given away maybe a little bit of height there at the 1 forward spot, but obviously picked up an awful lot of beef in Eric Grahams, and he played a very fine game on Tuesday night up at Appleton East. Josh Harmson played very well up at Appleton East on Tuesday night. However, in practice this past Wednesday, with everything else that had to take place, Josh Harmson goes down with a sprained ankle. He is out here. He is warming up tonight. We still really do not know fully what his status is going to be. Now, we were told by Dick Diener prior to the start of the game that indeed Josh Harmson, he thought was going to be ready to go out here tonight. But then Dick reiterated to me, he said, however, if you don't see him play, it's because of the ankle injury. So we're very well aware of the fact that Josh may well not play tonight. And that would be, I think, a very big loss to Fond du Lac if Josh cannot go out here tonight. Well, I guess the biggest question, of course, Mike, is when Fond du Lac played Oshkosh North a month ago, 6 weeks ago, whatever it was, Ryan Bester had, 30 points in that basketball game. And Kevin Tomczyk did a whale of a job on Frank Secker, who is the leading scorer in the conference. He's an all-state player. Obviously the leading scorer for the Oshkosh North Spartans. Who is going to draw the assignment of trying to shut down Frank Secker here tonight? Or are they going to try to shut down the other 4 players on the court and just allow Secker to pretty much have his way, give him a little token pressure?
Well, I don't know for sure how they're going to attack it. We'll see that off the tip. But obviously, I think the guard position is going to be the place we watch tonight's game. Hoping that Harmson can go. I know that Harmson has had some therapy over the last couple of days, and the sports medicine therapy that they feel has done wondrous things for that in 2 days. That remains to be seen once he takes the court. But the guard position, I think, is going to be the real key. Defensively, to shut down Secker. Offensively, to control the tempo of this game, because as you and I know, tempo dictates ball games.
Do you have to shut down Secker to win this basketball game?
Well, I don't think you have to shut him down, but you have to control him. You know, there's a happy medium in there. You know, he's going to come away and get your 18, 20, 22, 24 points. I think that's what you want to do. You want to keep him at 20-point ball game area. You don't want him to explode for 30, 35.
And we're going to be right back here with the starting lineups on tonight's basketball game between the Fond du Lac Cardinals and the Oshkosh North Spartans.
Right after this on your Fond du Lac Cardinal Basketball Report.
Are you seeing right in your? Well, then it's time to change to a new television from Silica. At Silica Appliance and TV, you can choose from one of the largest displays of major name TVs in the area. Names like Sylvania, Zenith, RCA, Sharp, and Canon. They're in Silica, Waupun, and Beaver Dam. And satisfy the urge at the Quick Trip stores of Fond du Lac with locations to serve you. They're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's the Quick Trip stores of Fond du Lac. Pizzaville, located at 160 West Scott Street, specializes in home cooking. Stop in for their all-you-can-eat noon buffet. Served Monday through Saturday for only $4.50. Noon and evening served 7 days per week. Stop or call for Fast Street Pizzaville, 921-1700. When you're becoming confusing, why not turn to professionals that will give you straight talk?
The Call in team. They're an independent agency with a hometown attitude, and because Bob works for himself, he'll work harder for you. Call the hometown agency, now at 25 North Main in Fond du Lac. Insurance without all the theatrics. Maybe just a little.
In designing the new Achieva, Oldsmobile has also designed an intelligent way to have one, the Achieva Smart Lease. This low monthly payment gets you an Achieva. With anti-lock brakes, automatic transmission, and air. The Achieva Smart Lease. Intelligence and value from Oldsmobile. The power of intelligent engineering.
So let's take it down now to our public address announcer for the evening, Dave Bartolucci, and the lineups for tonight's game.
Would like to thank the senior members of the basketball team, cheerleading, and pom-pom squads for dedication to the Fond du Lac athletic program, especially the past 3 years here at Goodrich. Also, we'd like to thank the parents of the seniors for supporting their sons and daughters' activities. The senior members of the basketball team are number 22, Todd Fortune. Number 24, Brian Schrum. Number 32, Shane Jans. Number 41, Randy Smith. Number 44, Craig Lates. Also included as senior members of the team are Brian Bester, Mike Renz, Kevin Tomchek. The senior members of the cheerleading squad is Heather Rodman. The senior members of the pom-pom squad will be introduced at halftime. Congratulations, seniors, for a job well done. And now for the introduction of the non-starters for tonight's game, beginning with Oshkosh North. Number 10, Tony Mati. Number 11, Ryan Fox. Number 14, Aaron Clark. Number 15, Matt Wolfram. Number 20, Corey Bogle. Number 30, Gordon Hintz. Number 32, John Baker. Number 35, Jared Volkinski. And number 45, Chad Spellman. And the non-starters for Fond du Lac. Number 12, Rocky Brown. Number 21, Adam Zakas. Number 24, Brian Schrum. Number 30, Josh Harmson. Number 34, Shane O'Loughlin. Number 41, Randy Smith. 42, Chad Strelo. Number 44, Greg Lace. And number 50, Joe Wolf. And now for the starting lineup for Oshkosh at one guard, a senior, number 22, Frank Sekar. At one guard for Fond du Lac, a freshman, number 20, Jeff Simon. At the other guard for Oshkosh, the senior, number 24, Jason Richards. And at the guard spot for the Cardinals, the senior, number 32, Shane Jans. At one forward for Oshkosh, a senior, number 40, Matt Sondleitner. And at forward for Fond du Lac, a senior, number 22, Todd Fortune. At the other forward for Oshkosh, a senior, number 44, Mark Lasky. And for forward for Fond du Lac, a sophomore, number 52, Eric Graham. At center for Oshkosh, a junior, number 33, Pete Wade. And for Fond du Lac, a freshman, 54, Joe Armstead.
So there's electricity in the air here, no doubt about it, from the Goodrich High School gymnasium, and
Well, Dave, you know,
Mike, I think I will make one comment. I think it takes a lot of manly guts, so to speak, for those three young men to be able to stand in there and give the pats on the back and what have you, the way Brian Bester and Kevin Tomczyk and Mike Renz did just now. And I am sure that it is very much weighing on their minds that they are not going to be able to step on the court here again this year. But I think it took an awful lot of guts on their part to be able to stand up there and take that.
I agree with you 100%, Dave. And yeah, it's unfortunate because those are three fine young men. And
they are.
They have done an awful lot for the program, whether it be basketball or football or whatever.
One teeny weeny little mistake as a la George Patton made back.
It kind of puts shows how much in the limelight some of these kids are sometimes. An awful lot of pressure for a young man that age.
So Big Joe Harmson, high slamma-jamma, in on the center jump here with Peter White. The Cardinals come up with a basketball, and Jeff the Sundance Kid out between the two rings here will work it. Shane Jans around to the left side, got it down low to Joe, flashing through the baseline is grabbed to let in. Eric Grabbs coming backdoor side, and Josh got him the fade. Quickly up court, here's Sekar. Pulls over the front line jumper, it's good.
Well, that's Sekar at his best, open court. He likes to get out there, pull off the dribble, and go right to the basket.
And the pressure applied here in the backcourt. Cardinals will have to work hard to handle it. Quickly up court, Jans down to the baseline, trying to go to the backdoor feed once again, and a foul here is going to be whistled on Matt Sonnleitner.
Sonnleitner gets the foul. That's one young man, Dave, I think we have to keep an eye on. He's an unsung hero on this team with guys like Sekar and, of course, the big man, that being Peter Wade. But Sonnleitner may be the heart and soul of this team.
Interesting thing here, Mike, is that Todd Fortune, at least on that last turn down court, was working in the backcourt with Jeff Simon to bring the basketball up, and not Shane Jans. Jans moving to the forward position against this pressure. Out to the high post turnaround jumper here is good by Joe Harmson.
Well, it's good to see Joe get that first one to fall. I'm watching him right now. He seems to be bouncing around in that ankle very nicely. That's a good sign early in this game.
4-2 score the basketball game. Sonnleitner out hole high, can't hit it. Fortune goes up to get. Golden Boy will leave it here in the backcourt, and Sundance is going to work it up. Jeff Simon, as he pulls up to the free throw line, give it down low to high slamma-jamma. Here's high with a sky hook, and it's good!
Boy, Harmson's not only coming out feeling well, he's ready to go to the basket strong.
As they cut off Sekar, round to the near side now is Richards with the basketball.
Got away the travel.
And bang loose, picked up here by Todd Fortune. Coming up court is Jans, pulls up, right back down underneath to Fortune, rejected out of bounds. Well, Mike, they can have that rejection.
Sure,
that did him little or no good, except to give us the basketball back underneath their own bucket. Outside, Todd Fortune with the basketball. Jans now working here at the point guard spot. Down low, here's high slamma-jamma again. This one won't drop. Wade took that one right off of the rim. Outlet pass to Sekar. Sekar pulls up with a three-point try, and it's gone. Frank Sekar from three-point land. It is 6-5. Fond du Lac by one.
Yeah, the old scoreboard's going to get a workout tonight at this pace. Both teams starting out very well.
Looping feed, picked off, bad pass by Jans. Up court comes Sekar, leaves on the near side for Richards, and he'll put it in.
And a foul. Oh, I guess they may have blocking foul they're going to call, so that's going to be after the shot, which is going to give them the ball back.
Yep.
To inbound.
The foul called on Shane Jans will be his first personal, the first team foul. Oshkosh North will inbound underneath their own bucket. Sekar comes into Matt Sonnleitner, turns down here on Harmson. Harmson got a piece of that. Jans with the rebound. Leave it for Simon here, and Jeff will work it up in the backcourt. Cardinals starting 2 freshmen and a sophomore out here tonight. Shane Jans out of the coffin corner, down low post. Harmson flashing down. Fortune with the running one in, and it's gone.
Well, Cardinals coming out with a great team concept thus far, really spreading the ball around.
Sekar back up into the forecourt, free throw line jumper, honeycombed out. Simon clears it.
I think the Cardinals, off a missed shot or a made shot, have to put a little token pressure on. You want to slow down that transition game. The Oshkosh Spartans want to get out and move up and down that court.
Todd Fortune, here's Harmson, free throw line jumper, short for the rim, saved by Grams. Outside now, Shane Jans. Comes back out between the two rings. Here's Fortune. Running one enters the bucket. Bingo! Foul!
This, David, you're seeing an inspired team out here by the Cardinals. They want to prove something.
Pete Wade will get the personal. Oh, no, they called it on Secker. Okay.
That'll be his first personal.
First personal and the second team foul. And Todd Fortune with 4 points in the ballgame will go to the line. Trying to complete a three-point play. 10-5 score and make it 10-5. Can't drop it. Peter Wade with the rebound. Leave it in the backcourt. Secker will work it up. Looping feet up into the forecourt now. Corey Fogle up off the pines into the basketball game. And they're going to call the foul here on Fortune.
And I believe they're going to call it a shoot foul.
Reach in.
Yep.
And it will be a two-shot foul, yep. So to the free throw line.
Back to the the transition game again. The bread and butter of this Oshkosh North team is to get the ball in the open court after a make or a miss ball bucket. They want to push the ball up. I'd like to see a little token pressure, slow them down. That would take Sekar out of the game a little bit.
Jared Boczynski, a 6'3 sophomore, is into the basketball game, and he is the one at the free throw line.
Marine Credit Union with 3 offices to serve all your financial needs. They're available to anyone living or working in Fond du Lac County or the townships in Leroy, Lemira, Chester, and Trenton and Dodge County. Student loans available for you or your family's continuing education. Member NCUA.
Here's Jans out between the two rings, comes down low post to Harmson, split it off once again. Jans working off of the baseline, turned down the shot, now Grams, here's Sundance, hole high, three-pointer, off the rim, won't drop. Rebound away to Boczynski. Leave it to the backcourt for Frank Secker, and he'll work it back up. Secker got to pick out high, picked up off of the roll there by Harmson, down low to the baseline, Peter Wade with a running one-hander, it's good.
That series, David, was Jans that was back on Secker, so we'll keep an eye on which one's going to match up with him. I think it's going to be Jans.
Jans has been matching up with him from the word go, yep. And Jeff Simon tripped up in the backcourt, no call. Basketball picked up the back down court, goes Tony Matthew, and he'll lay it in. Just like that, they have scored 6 in a row and taken the lead back.
Well, they're doing it on their pressure, Dave, and they're taking advantage of the fact that we've got our both starting guards not playing tonight.
Looping feed, down out of the coffin corner here is Jan, swinging back out. Here's Todd Fortune. Got it down low post now. Harmson gonna take a loop up over the top of Wade. Shot won't drop. Peter Wade with the rebound. Swung the elbows, no call on it. Outlet pass to Secker. Secker pulls up for the line, extended, and he hit it. Well, they're gonna have to get into his face and cut him off by even a little token pressure is not going to allow him to come into that area consistently. Simon trying to come down low, bag loose by Wade. Outlet pass up to Matthew. Tony Matthew up court, down low, and Boczynski will lay it in.
Cardinals near time.
Dick Diener is up and wants to talk things over. 3 minutes and 1 second remain to be played here in the first quarter of action. Timeout on the court with a score. Oshkosh North 15, the Fond du Lac Cardinals 10.
Tonight's action is brought to you by our Video Sports Boosters, one of which is Lens Sales and Service, as well as Lens Leasing Incorporated, where nice cars are sold and serviced. They're on the corner of South Military and Seymour Streets. That is Jerry Lens Sales and Service. Along with Capelli Brothers and Dietrich, the general contractors serving the Fond du Lac and Fox River Valley area for over 40 years in quality commercial and industrial building construction. Come to the Fond du Lac Mosaic Tile Company for all your floor covering needs. Installed by our own professional craftsmen. Ceramic and quarry tile, slate and marble, vinyl and carpeting. Ideal for new or remodeling installation. Along with Consultants Laboratory of Wisconsin Incorporated, with convenient locations in Fond du Lac and Appleton, serving physicians, hospitals, clinics, and veterinarians with quality laboratory testing. For further information, call 929-1580 or 1-800-826-1580. And they're all members of our Video Sports Boosters.
Thanks very much, Mike. 3 minutes and 1 second remain to be played here in the first quarter of action. And Oshkosh North has reeled off 10 in a row to take a 15-10 lead in the basketball game.
And they've done pretty much, David, with the transition and the up-tempo.
So back up court. The Sundance kid leaves it out here for Fortune between the two rings. and Jans had the ball back free, picked up by Lasky.
Had double dribble.
The ball.
Cardinals with 4 turnovers here in the first quarter now.
See the Fond du Lac Gals basketball team en masse over across the way. All cheering for the guys here tonight. Of course, they travel up to Oshkosh North tomorrow night for the regional championship game and a berth in the Menasha sectional.
Randy Smith checks in for the Cards for Jans.
So Jeff Simon out between the two rings. Needs some help here. Coming around now is Smith. Smith works to the left side sidewalk. Bring it back out. Todd Fortune now. Out between the two circles. Up high post to Grams. Posting up now into the lane. Skyhook by Harmson. Won't drop it. A foul underneath. Calling on Fortune.
Fortune, I believe.
Yep. Todd Fortune picks up his second personal foul. That is the third team. And the norm here, of course, would be at that point in time that Dick Diener would probably take Todd out of the basketball game. But I don't think you've got that kind of luxury here tonight.
Well, it's an awful lot of time in this game yet, Dave. You can't afford that third one. That's for darn sure.
That's for darn sure. Here's Wade off of the baseline, 12-footer there. Honeycombed off the rim, would knock it out. Fortune clears it. But he's got to be your lone leader remaining on the court, Mike. And,
yes. Well, everybody's going to have to share a lot of that responsibility, Dave. You got to spread it out a little bit.
Smith comes off her to Todd Fortune. They go down low to Wolf. Wolf turns down to the lane, turn around, 5-footer there, no, but a foul.
All right, Harmson.
Called it on high, Harmson. Harmson with his first personal foul, the fourth team.
Cardinals have hit a little dry spell here. Missed their last 4 attempts from the field. On the other side of the coin, the Spartans have hit 4 of their last 5. That has been the difference here. And they've gone on that, what is it now, 10-point run?
Yep. Outscored us 10-zip. We had a 10-5 lead. And could have made it an 11-5 lead, but missed the 3-point thing. And that was a travel there by Wade. They got away with it. Shot was rejected. Bochinsky's shot knocked out of bounds. And it's going to go back to Fond du Lac. One official just overruled the other. Simon will bring it back up. Boy, an awful lot of weight on this young man's shoulders here.
But Simon's a good ball handler, and yes, I think what they did right there was what they should have done some time ago. Clear it out, let him go one-on-one.
And here's Fortune's shot. Rimmed the horn, would knock it on. Peter Wade clears it away. Leave it to the backcourt for Sekar, and he'll rush it back into the forecourt. They like to push the ball up court, no doubt about it. Peter Wade hole high with a travel.
And you'll give Wade the ball anytime he wants it out there in three-point land. I'm sure that's not where head coach Frank Shady wants him.
I'll tell you something, he's not a bad outside shooter.
No, but I'll take my chances with him out there.
Peter Wade will come out. Matt Sonnleitner is back into the basketball game now for the North Spartans. 15-10 with 1 minute now remaining here in the quarter. And we've gone a couple of minutes without a score by either team here. Simon popping up here now is Smith. As they'll swing it off to the left side sidewalk. Todd Fortune there with the basketball. And the shot on the way is good.
Well, Wolf comes in and nails one of his first 2 shots. Coming off the bench tonight, a different position for him. You needed something like that to come in and light it up.
And Zucker lost it on the baseline and out of bounds.
4th turnover for the Spartans.
Sold out, packed house here tonight at the Goodrich High Gymnasium. It's been sold out for a couple of days.
And quite frankly, Dave, I think over half of them are from Oshkosh.
Well, darn close. I think they must have driven down here and bought some tickets, Mike.
Because
they got there, and here's a bad pass thrown away by Secker. They got their allotment of 600 or whatever, and they must have.
They tell me that they sent a couple of carloads down and bought a bundle each.
Yep.
Down to 10 seconds here in the quarter.
Ball knocked away out of bounds, back to the North Spartans.
And now 10 seconds left. The Cardinals with a 3-point deficit at 15-12.
But certainly within range here at this moment. And the looping feed trying to come to Bochinsky. Has to save from going OB. Sonnleitner on the backdoor side now. Running one-hander there by Richards will knock it down. Rebound away to Josh Harmson. And the three-quarter court shot won't drop by Jeff Simon, and that'll be the end of the quarter. And our score here after 1. The Oshkosh North Spartans 15, the Fond du Lac Cardinals 12. And we'll be back after this on your Fond du Lac Cardinal Basketball Report.
United Auto Trim specializes in antique and classic car interior restoration. Custom upholstery for your truck. Call them today at 923-1454 or stop in at United Auto Trim at 248 Morris Court. And brought to you in part today by Able Landscaping. For the do-it-yourself landscaper, they have everything you need from nursery stock to bedding rock. Stonework is their specialty. For professional landscaping, call them at 922-7835. Able Landscaping just south of Fond du Lac on Highway 175. And Call Insurance of Fond du Lac is your independent insurance agent. Because he works for himself, he works harder for you. Remember, when you need insurance, stop call. Call him today, 923-4020.
Quarter of action underway here at the Goodrich High School Gymnasium is Sondleitner. Give go feeder to Sekar. Reverse slam is good.
And on the break, Josh Harmson has checked in for Brother Joe.
He checked in before the end of the
Oh,
quarter.
did he? Okay, I didn't catch that.
Matter of fact, he came away with the last rebound before we got that last shot.
Okay.
17-12 basketball game. Here is Fortune to the left side. 18-footer there would knock it down. And Randy Smith with a foul out over the back of Tony Matthew.
Let me give you the first quarter stats here real quickly. The Cardinals, 6 for 13, 46%, and even 50% for the Spartans on 7 for 14 shooting. Each team with 6 first quarter rebounds. The Cards with 5 turnovers, the Spartans with 4.
First personal foul there, by the way, on Smith. 15 foul. Sondleitner comes off to Matthew here to the near side sidewalk as they'll swing it back off. Sekar, three-point try on the way, and the jackknife jumper would knock it down. Rebound battled for in the lane. Came away to Vogel, and Vogel could not hit the running one-hander, and Josh Harmson clears it. Outlet pass up to Simon. And Jeff Simon will work it across the timeline. Jeff Simon spins down between the two rings. Give it to Todd Fortune. Out of the right side. Popping back up here. Smith hole high. 18-footers. Good! Three-pointer!
He had 3 in that?
Yep. He was outside the line. Yep. Three-pointer by Randy Smith. 17-15. Back to within 2. Down in the near corner, I can see Dick Dieter probably coaching as hard as he has ever coached
no doubt
before.
about it.
Here's Sondleitner flashing down into the lane and just wishing everything in, I think, probably, huh? Matthew out between the two rings, posting up. Here's Wade, skyhook, no. And rebound to Simon. Nope. I'm going to say that he came in from out of bounds. Or at least stepped on the baseline, one or the other.
Stepped on the baseline before he went up to get the ball, I believe.
Back in now is Jason Richards. Matthew and Vogel come out. Also back in is Mark Lasky for the North Spartans. 17-15 basketball game by 2 Oshkosh North. Sekar to do the honors. Looping feed in. Here's Richards coming down the lane. Blocking foul.
We're going to call it on Jans, I believe, way out front.
You're right.
That was one of those excuse me fouls. That shouldn't have been called.
Shane Jans there with his second personal. That'll be the 16th foul. Still a common foul, one to give. Oh, that's the last one to give here for Fond du Lac. Sekar, jackknife jumper from 17, and let's go. Frank Sekar with 11 points here in the first half of action. 11 of their 19, and a 4-point lead for the Oshkosh North Spartans. Smith down low post. Wolf turns into the paint. No foul on Peter Wade.
Quite frankly, that not a good call either.
No, it wasn't.
You know, I don't even want to get on it, but we've seen this pair a dozen times this year.
Yes, we have.
And I haven't liked them any one of the times yet.
That's right. He was nowhere near that foul. We'll take it.
Oh, yes.
Down low, here's Wolf. Goes up over Wade again, and this time cannot hit the skyhook. Wade had it slapped free by Wolf. Now throws the outlet pass under to Sekar. And the Oshkosh North fans are irate. Sekar with a carry. No call. Rebound pulled down and away to Sondleitner. Dumps it off on the baseline. Richards. 3-second violation. 3-second violation on the North Spartans, and Fond du Lac will get the basketball back.
And apparently the Twin Towers are going to check back in. Grams as well as Joe Harmson for Wolf and Josh Harmson.
Now, Joe with some good battling underneath here, Mike. Against Peter Wade. Sondleitner's going to come out for North, and back in now is Jared Bochinsky, the 6'3 sophomore. Pressure in the backcourt. And Graham's back to help out. Shane Jans is into the basketball game as Jeff Simon has come to the sidelines to get a little advice from Dick Diener. He's going to check right back in here in a quick hurry, I believe.
Yeah, in a very big game, you have Jans and Smith, two kids that hardly played all year, controlling the backcourt. And thus far, they've done a pretty fine job.
Smith outside Todd Fortune. Post down low now to Grams. Comes across her to Harmson. High slam at Germany. Hit it. 6 point of the basketball game for High Harmson. 19-17 by 2, Oshkosh North.
Our low postmen have really done a great job of unselfishness, helping each other out and getting some good passing inside.
Wade falling away off of the baseline with a 10-footer there. His second bucket of the game. 21-17 by 4 once again. The North Spartans. Jans up through the Cyclops. Steps through a double up there. Smith gave him the basketball right back once again. 4:40 remaining here in the half. Smith gonna shoot the three. Bang! His second three-pointer of the quarter. The Cards within one at 21-20. Bochinsky out of the near side sidewalk and trying to go down low. Banged away from Bochinsky. Picked up by High Harmson. 4:12 here in the half. Chance to take the lead back for Fond du Lac. Three by Smith, this time off the mark. High will put it back in. High slab a jam and knocks in the loose change. And it's 22-21 Fond du Lac.
And Dick Diener finds an opportunity here as his team is on a roll to give Fortune a little bit of a break. He's one guy I'm sure will get very few breaks throughout this game.
Oh, yeah. I would think not too many at all. Three here by Sekar. Honeycomb not. Rebound tap free. Picked up by Jeff Simon. Here he comes on the run. And Randy Smith out there saying, hey, back it down. Back it down.
Yep, you don't want to get up-tempo with this team.
No, you want to take them out of that up-tempo game as much as possible.
You get this team in a half-court game and you can play with them.
Out between the two rings is Simon now with the basketball. Up on the left side, Jans flashing through off on the baseline. Get it down here to Harmson. Splits it back out to Randy Smith once again. Smith to Jans. Swing between the two rings. Jeff Simon. Simon right back to Smith. Down low to the post here. Again is Harmson. Skyhook and a lane. Bingo!
Dave, I'll tell you exactly. The Cardinals in this half-court offense are spreading the floor perfectly. They're getting good rotation. The floor is spread open. That's why they're getting those inside passes down low to the low post.
Foul away from the basketball underneath. Might have called it on Eric Graham as he was bumping and banging with Pete Wade, and that's the call. First personal there. Cards are over the limit.
Yep.
I'll tell you something else that Fond du Lac is trying to do down low, Mike, is to play Oshkosh North a little bit more physical. Oshkosh North really is not a physical basketball team. They are more of the finesse style of thing, and they're trying to bump them around, and especially Peter Wade. He can get very frustrated. You can see that with a couple of bump bangs in there.
But I'm sure Dick Diener, if he could have diagrammed this game out, that last series down court would have been in perfection.
Wade missed the front half. Bochinsky shot blocked. High Harmson with the rebound. Jeff Simon. See Brian Bestre here in the near stands giving Jeff some advice from his stands. Here's Grams coming in the lane, running one-hander. They overlaid the hoop. Harmson with a rebound, but a foul. Either on Bochinsky or Wade. Gonna be on Bochinsky. First personal foul, only the fourth team. Common foul, Cards inbound. Loop it back out to Shane Jans. Comes into the lane. Leaves for Grams. Running one-hander. No, but another foul.
I believe this is Sekar. Right. It should be his second.
Sekar has picked up his... Nope. Call it on Matthew, Mike.
Okay.
Tony Matthew will get the personal. His first, fifth team. And let's see. Bochinsky comes back out. I didn't see who else came out while I was marking that. As a matter of fact, it was Matthew that came back out of the basketball game. Corey Vogel is back in as Mark Lasky grabs to the free throw line to shoot a pair, missed the front half.
The Cardinals thus far over from the line. You hope you got the right team here tonight at the charity stripe.
It's either that or that we don't shoot a lot of free throws. They have been a real Jekyll and Hyde team from the line this year. They've shot very well on a given night, and they've shot extremely poorly on the next. Left side, three-pointer here by Lasky, long on the rim. Rebound high, Harmson tapped it free. Saved from going OB by Smith. Well, I think he's played a real nice game thus far here tonight.
I think Smith and Jans have both played extremely well.
I'll give those two a lot of credit. Obviously learned very well sitting on the bench. Smith, left side, sidewalk. Harmson, turnaround jumper, in-out, hoop wouldn't have. Harmson with a foul.
Yeah.
Joe Harmson with his second personal. That was not a good foul. It was an aggressive foul, so you don't mind it a whole heck of a lot. But at the same time, you can ill afford for high slam and jam to get in foul trouble here tonight.
Right. It was a good position shot. Joe took a good shot. He missed it, and was give credit to North. Did a great job of double boxing him out. He had no place to go, and it's hard to criticize effort and aggressiveness.
Right.
But you have to use judgment sometimes.
Exactly. And the two towers now will come to the sideline. Josh Harmson and Joe Wolf are back in to replace them. The mid-towers. Peter Wade to the free throw line. He is 0 for 1 thus far. He hits the front half of the bonus here.
Tonight's game,
get one more.
Tonight's game brought to you by the Karras Car Company. Wishing the best of luck to all the area teams. For the finest automobiles and service after the sale, stop at the Karras Car Company. They're at 411 North Main.
Peter Wade gets a pair from the free throw line. He has 2 of 3 and has 6 points on the night. 25-23. They've cut the Cardinal lead to 2, and Shane Jans had trouble inbounding the basketball and takes a timeout here.
Another headsy play.
I'm sure that it is probably a timeout that Final Act would like to have later, but it also saves North from making any kind of a run right here. So it is a good move by Shane Jans, and Dick Diener, even though he's probably not real happy about giving up that timeout, still goes over and gives Shane a pat on the back.
Right. Tonight's action brought to you by all of our video sports boosters, one of which is Manowski Welding of Fond du Lac, for quality welding and fabricating of steel, aluminum or stainless steel, anytime or anywhere. Whether it's structural or ornamental, Manowski should be your steel fabricator. Along with Feldner Chevrolet of St. Cloud, they've been serving the community for over 50 years, featuring Chevrolet and Geo cars and trucks, Mercury outboards, and Arctic Cat snowmobiles. Service after the sale is their #1 priority. Stop in today at Feldner Chevrolet, 1201 Main Street in St. Cloud. Members of our video sports boosters. We'll remind you quickly, Dave, on Saturday we'll have high school hockey.
Yeah, what a surprise there.
Yes. Because we fell asleep a little bit.
We were talking about playing Sun Prairie, and lo and behold, up come the Madison LaFollette Lancers and pull a big upset last night. So the Cardinals will take on Madison LaFollette tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock. We'll be down there to bring that one back for you. 8:30 p.m. with the replay. And that will be on Channel 33. Keep that in mind, folks. We're on Channel 33 for that hockey tomorrow night.
Saturday only.
That's just for the hockey, because this game tomorrow will still be on 21.
Right.
Left side sidewalk. Here's Randy Smith with the basketball. Got it down low to Wolf. Spins right, comes back left. Good to foul. Oh boy, did he take Wade out of his shoes. A great move by Wolf, who comes left and then back to the right side, dips underneath, and Wade with a foul, and the bucket by Joe Wolf is good.
You know, either Wolf doesn't like coming off the bench and wants to get back in that starting role, or he found out where he belongs to be coming off the bench as that sixth man, because he has played real well tonight also.
Cannot connect on the three-point play here, though. And back up court, here's Sekar, right down the lane, running one hitter is good.
That was a great move. He is just so quick.
Coast to coast with the basketball. 1:40 remaining in the half. 27-25 by 2, the Fond du Lac Cardinals. And Sundance on the yo-yo dribble here in the backcourt. Works it back out across the timeline. Now needs some help. Look out, in trouble. Gets it cross court here to Josh Harmson. A bad pass on a relay from Harmson, picked up by Sekar. Now you got to cut him off.
Yeah, that only their first turnover of the quarter, Dave. They're doing a good job of taking care of the ball.
On the near side, Corey Vogel now. Come back out to Lasky. Got it up into the low post to Wade, and the foul there is going to be on Joe Wolf. Wolf had all the ball, but got part of the body. So this one is going to send Peter Wade to the free throw line. He'll shoot a pair. He is 2 of 3 thus far in the basketball game. Can tie the score up here with both of them. Final leg, of course, next Tuesday night opens up tournament play at Neenah. We'll be up there to bring that one back. Gets the first year. That's a 7:30 tip-off up at Neenah High, and we'll have the replay for you at 10:30. And don't be alarmed, folks, if we're a little bit late getting back. It will be about a 10:30 replay. Wade gets a pair, and it ties this basketball game back up here now at 27-all.
And Bolchinski's going to check back in the game for Wade, following that pair.
27-27, 1:13 remaining here in the half. Jans comes in to Randy Smith. Smith trying to work the near sideline, cut off there. Now gets the basketball back to Jeff Simon. He'll work it across. They get a double up on him, and now a bad pass stolen away. Picked off by Lasky. Lasky down to the baseline. Shot on the way is good. His first bucket of the game, and North has regained the lead. Randy Smith now going to work it up across the timeline. Got into that trap there once again. Simon to the near side. Here's Jans with a three-pointer, long on the rim. Wolf goes up, has the rebound, fall away, no, but a foul. Called it on Matt Sonnleitner. Sonnleitner with his second personal. And that as well puts North over the limit, so Joe Wolf is going to go to the free throw line. Wolf 0 for 1 thus far here in the basketball game. Will shoot a pair and gets the first. That's a shooter's touch, never any doubt.
Not a doubt. Let the team spirit of Hometown Realty go to work for you, where our customers are always number one. Call for a free market analysis at 923-7800. That's Hometown Realty.
Well, that one left some doubt that time, and it will not drop, but it's a 1-point lead for the North Spartans at 29-28 with 32 seconds remaining here in the quarter. And Sekar again up to the Cyclops here. They want to work for one. They pull it out to a four-corner box here now. As Lasky out between the two rings, takes it down the lane, leaves it in the corner, back out Corey Vogel now, high corner to the right side. So Vogel down to Matt Sonnleitner now, as they leave it out here for Sekar. Sekar played now by Randy Smith. And Sekar going to pull up and take the shot, hammered by Smith. Well, not a bad foul really, Mike. It's the second personal on Smith. He just simply was not going to let him have that shot.
No, but Sekar is going to go to the charity stripe for a pair here, and he's pretty much automatic there.
Okay, either way, you're going to give him 2 points. He just bumped and banged him up there a little bit, and I think you're looking at a situation here once again where Fond du Lac wants to play a little bit more physical game in the hopes that it's going to frustrate the North Spartans a little bit. So Sekar will go to the free throw line. He has 13 points thus far, and he missed the front end.
Hey, I know how to whammy those guys.
You do.
Tell him how good a free throw shooter he is.
Yeah. 4 seconds remaining here in the half. Sekar to shoot one more, and he hit this one.
Okay, you got 4 seconds. Move the ball fast here. Get a good shot. There you go, downtown.
Big feed down court here. Wolf going to pull up, three-pointer. Short front of the rim, and that's going to be the end of the half. But a good first half of action here for the Fond du Lac Cardinals. And our score here at halftime is Oshkosh North 30, the Fond du Lac Cardinals 28. And we'll be back after this on your Fond du Lac Cardinal basketball report.
Visit the unique kitchen and bathroom show at Classic Kitchens, featuring wood mowing, Brookhaven, and Marillac cabinets. For free estimates, personal designs, and installation, call 922-9323. Classic Kitchens, located at Highways 23 and 41 on the West Frontage Road. And the Team Outfitting Center in Fond du Lac is Team Sports, specializing in the custom fitting of your team. Also offering area high school outerwear. That's Jack Francis's Team Sports across from Veterans Park in downtown Fond du Lac. Dean's Dodge, the little dealer that cares. For new and used cars, trucks, leasing, service, parts, come to Dean's Dodge, located 2 blocks north of the Holiday Inn on the West Frontage Road.
Welcome back to the Fond du Lac Goodrich High Gymnasium. We're at halftime. It's the North Spartans 30, the Fond du Lac Cardinals 28. For a little halftime entertainment, the award-winning, once again this year, rated number 1 in the state of Wisconsin, Pom Pom Squad. The Fond du Lac Goodrich Pom Pom Squad winning awards this year as the number 1 routine in the state of Wisconsin, entertaining us tonight as they have throughout the course of this year. Dave and I will be right back with a look at the first half statistics right after this on your Fond du Lac Cardinal basketball report.
Union with 3 offices to serve all your financial needs. They're available to anyone living or working in the Fond du Lac County or the townships of Leroy, Lamira, Chester, and Trenton in Dodge County. Student loans are available. Credit Union, member NCUA. And Lens Sales and Service and Lens Leasing and Nice cars are sold and serviced. They're at 724 Military Road. That's Jerry Lens Sales in Fond du Lac. Capelli Brothers in Diedrich, the general contractors, serving the Fond du Lac and Fox River Valley area for over 40 years in quality commercial and industrial building construction. Capelli Brothers and Diedrich.
It could only be called Super Bowl 2. Coming February 29th, live only on pay-per-view.
Once again, welcome back to the LP Goodrich High Gymnasium, where we're about to head into the second half of action. A very exciting first half we've seen thus far. Let's take a look at all the statistics of the first half, and they will indicate this game being as close as it really is on the scoreboard, as both teams shooting an identical field goal percentage of 12 for 26, 46%. The Fond du Lac Cardinals 2 for 6 from the free throw line for only 33%. That's something the Cards have to obviously work on. 7 for 9 for the North Spartans, 78%. 13 rebounds for the Cards, 12 for North. 7 first half turnovers for Fond du Lac, and Oshkosh North with +6. Right down the line, the statistics as close as this game has. Take a look at the leading scorers for each team. Fond du Lac Cardinals are led by Joe Harmson with 10 points. Smith off the bench coming in with 6 points on a pair of 3-pointers. 5 points in the game for Grams. Well, check that. For Wolf. 4 points for Fortune, 3 for Grams. For North, real quickly, they are led by who else but Sekar with 14 points. Randy Wade with 8. As we head into the second half, Dave.
Thank you very much, Mike, as we start up the second half of action here. And Fond du Lac trailing it by 2 at 30-28. Simon, ball bang free here, saved by Todd Fortune. There's the guy we got to get into the scoring column, Mike, is Todd Fortune here for Fond du Lac. Outside now, Fortune 18-footer.
Well,
couldn't have said it better.
Ask and you shall receive, I guess.
Todd Fortune, that is his 6th point now of the basketball game. Was held to 4, had them all in the first quarter. Looping feed down low to Wade. He missed the shot, got his own rebound, overlaid the hoop. Pop back out here. Sekar now 3-point range, coming down the lane. Leaves off for Sondleitner, and he'll lay it in. We had a line violation as Shane Jans.
Well, it's a mistake. Right here, you want to get a good defensive stand here. Important right now not to give them a freebie. There it is.
Looping feed stolen away by Jeff Simon. They were trying to come out to Richards, running one-hander. Good foul! Jeff Simon, that's his first bucket of the game. And the foul is going to be called on Jason Richards, his first personal, the first team foul.
Dave, probably a very key situation right there. The Cardinals make a mistake. They turn to the defense to pick up the difference, not only get the ball back, but turn it into a 3-point possibility.
So Jeff Simon will go to the free throw line here to try to complete the 3, and he hit it. His first bucket and first free throw attempts of the basketball game, and it gives the Cardinals a 1-point, 33-32 lead. Sondleitner traveled out hole high there. They didn't call it. And the shot by Lasky won't drop. Grams goes up to get the mixer. Leaves it in the backcourt here now for Jeff Simon. He's played by Jason Richards as he steps it back out across the timeline. They get double up on him. Dishes off now for Shane Jans. Jans to the near side. Comes for Todd Fortune. Give it back out Simon. Here's Fortune, left side sidewalk now with the basketball. Looping feet, get it down here to Harmson from behind the backboard. Travel with the ball.
Well, you can see off that series right there that the North Spartans coming out here in the second half are going to try to give some weak side defense to help out on that lob pass inside to Harmson. You saw coming across Sondleitner time and time again, trying to come from that weak side to Sag inside on top of Harmson.
Sekar back out between the 2 rings, looping feed, traveling violation as the tip there caused the turnover. Grams went up and got a piece of the basketball. Wade should have just let it go out of bounds. He made the mistake of trying to retrieve it. And they get it back in here to Sundance. Double up on him in the backcourt.
I can't get your camera to punch up here. I don't know what's wrong.
We can't either. As the left side sidewalk, you probably still have the...
That green light, Nancy.
Yep, green light, Nancy. Blocking foul. Shane Jans here will pick up the personal foul. First personal, first team. Nancy's beat red now.
She's doing double duty down there
Nancy's doing double duty down in the van tonight because we're without our normal technical director. Here's Sondleitner, skyhook and lane no, and he's going to get the foul on a retaliation after Fortune grabbed the rebound. Matt Sondleitner picks up his 3rd personal, 2nd team foul. Randy Smith about to come into the basketball game. There's Boczynski now in, and Sondleitner comes out. Fortune, is Fortune going to come out? No. I'm not sure who came out here for Fond du Lac. Now I got to look. Shane Jans out as Randy Smith comes back into the basketball game. He had a real fine first half. Pair of three-point buckets, key ones. Fond du Lac was struggling a little bit offensively. Here's Fortune, got it down low to Harmson, turns down, turnaround jumper, honeycomb down. Rebound away to Boczynski. Outlet pass to Sekar. Here he comes on the run. Leaves it off here for Richards, and he'll lay it in.
Transition again.
And anytime you allow Sekar to race the basketball up court, that's going to happen. Smith gives off here for Simon, pulls up for a little 12-footer there, would knock it down. High Harpson with a rebound, couldn't hit it. Got the rebound once again, this time though could not save it from going OB. And Oshkosh North will get the basketball back. 35-34.
Cardinals clinging to that 1-point lead. Now I like the way this team, under the adversity once again this week, has come out. They're not a team hanging their heads. They're a team inspired.
Yes, very inspired. Well, you've got some people that coming in off of the bench, Mike, that did not get a whole heck of a lot of playing time at all. Randy Smith has just done a tremendous job here tonight. As here's Wade off of the baseline, honeycomb that one out. High Harpson up to grab the rebound. Chance to lead it by 3 or 4 here. Quickly up court, Todd Fortune leaves for Randy Smith to the right side sidewalk. Smith comes back out to Simon between the two rings. Here's Fortune, takes it down to the baseline, pulls up the jumper there, no, but a foul on Boczynski. Boczynski's second personal.
Nice job by Fortune. Went to the baseline and got the Boczynski to step out and take the baseline away, and then he did the old yo-yo job. Put that ball, show it to him, bring it back, and he got him on the elbow.
Todd Fortune will shoot a pair. Thus far, we've had the wrong Cardinal free throw shooting team here, though, tonight. We're only 2 for 6. First is on the way and good.
Tonight's game brought to you by United Auto Trim, specializing in antique and classic car interior restoration. Custom upholstery for your auto, boat, or truck. Call them today at 923-1454.
Hit the first, missed the second. Sekar back into the front court, running one headed the bucket there, would knock it down. Tap free, kept alive. Brams goes up and clears it. Simon quickly into the forecourt. Todd Fortune round to the right side, back to Sundance now. Circle high to the right. 4:27 remaining here in the third quarter of action. Cardinal lead is 2. Smith, hole high here with the basketball. Randy Smith comes off to Todd Fortune to the left side sidewalk. Simon looped it down here now. Graham's baseline. Bingo foul! And it's going to be on the sophomore, Jared Boczynski. Or did they call it on Wade? Nope, Boczynski. Boczynski with his third personal, third team foul. I thought I saw him come up and go like this, didn't you?
I was watching him.
Oh. Now Boczynski will come back out. Up off the pines is Chad Spellman, a senior at 6'2", into the basketball game. So Eric Grams to the free throw line, and he completes the three-point play, and Fond du Lac leads by 5. That's their second biggest lead of the basketball game. Ties their biggest lead of the basketball game, I should say. They led it earlier at 10-5 before North went on a 10-point run and a blocking foul down low. Going to call it here on Grams. Eric with his second personal, the second team.
You know, no matter what happens in this game, Dave, I think down the line, Dick Diener's going to look back and smile about something. Take Fortune off the court right now. This is your future.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys, for the most part, are back.
And underneath, got it to Wade. He'll lay it in. Well, take that back to Smith, right?
Well, right, but for the most part, you guys you're playing tonight are all going to be back.
Double up on Simon. He loops it across the timeline to Smith. Here's Simon now, back out between the two rings. Keep in mind, our tonight, only a freshman. Randy Smith got it down low here to Harmson. Splits it back off the low post to Smith. Right back down. Harmson off of the baseline. Can't hit the shot. Got his own rebound. Skyhook and lane is good. High Harmson with his 12th point of the basketball game.
You know, I think that both ends of the court, Harmson playing the best I've seen him all year.
Looping feed. Wade can't handle. Simon takes it away. And Jeff will bring it back up through the Cyclops. Jeff Simon to the near side now. Todd Fortune. Looping feed down low. Harmson.
Hey, a good connection. Nice lob pass. You can see it was there. They just had to find Harmson over the top.
43-36 by 7, the Cardinals. Vogel down low. Wade comes in. Hoover in the hoop. His own rebound, stripped free, and Randy Smith clears it away. Give it to Simon. Got to slow it up again here. Back to the half-court game. Fortune down low. Harmson splits it off high. Smith, Sundance to the near side. Todd Fortune again. Back to Simon out between the two rings. By 7, the Cardinals. Here's Randy Smith. Down low. Harmson turns down on Wade. Goes to the hoop. Wade with a foul.
I got to give all the credit in the world to not only the players, but the coaching staff. These guys have really done a job of drilling what they want to do. They've got them playing this half-court offense now. They're spreading the floor. They're patient. They're taking North out of their game.
Well, I tell you, I really think one very big key player in this ball game tonight thus far for Fond du Lac has been Randy Smith, Mike. I can't say enough about that young redhead for what he has done out here so far. Harmson will go to the free throw line. His first trip to the line tonight. He has 14 points, and he gets the first.
Well, Dave, I haven't found a player for the Cardinals out there yet that has played well.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
They have all took a step up in their game tonight.
But Randy Smith, in a lot of ways, has been in the right place at the right time in a lot of instances. Ball kept free, and then Wade comes away with a rebound, throws an elbow, nothing called.
Yeah, and that's what it should have called, probably.
There's Sekar back into the forecourt. Pulls up with a three-pointer and drilled it.
He's the guy that can take a game all by himself in a big hurry. Got to go with it.
Todd Fortune going to drive it across the timeline, loops it to Eric Grams. The mixer out between the two rings. And now Randy Smith pops up to help out here. 2 minutes remaining in the quarter. Here's Fortune fighting off a pick down low. And to give it to Grams. Looping feed down low. Harmson underneath. Blocked. Good! Oh, no! They cannot call that. Terrible call.
Oh, man, this is a terrible call. He had nothing but arms.
Well, you take the bucket away.
Take possible 3 points away.
And Sekar, three-pointer, no, and now Fortune with a foul. Third personal on Todd, 13 foul.
That, at the opposite end, was as bad a call as I've seen all year. Wow.
I think he went up. Mike, I honestly think that initially he might have wanted to call a foul and then changed his mind. And here's Wade for three. Back of the rim. Hoop wouldn't have. Grams clears it. Well, the Cardinals just have to fight that off.
Yep.
Forget about it. It's
all part
gone.
of the game. Part of the game.
Jeff Simon into the forecourt. Comes for Randy Smith. Got it down low to Harmson. Turns. Skyhook. Yeah!
Is he lit up tonight? Come on, transition now. You got to get back in defense.
17 points for Harmson. Wade. Oh, my.
Who's going to call that?
Todd Fortune. He wasn't even close to it. He wasn't even close to the play. Shane Jans will have to come back into the basketball game. Fortune has picked up his fourth. He wasn't even close to the play, and I think they may have realized that Harmson had vertical playing, which you're allowed. They couldn't call a foul on him. He never should have blown the whistle. Fortune was about 3 or 4 feet away from everything. Wade will go to the free throw line. He has hit on 4 of 5. Got the first. 46-40 by 6, the Fond du Lac Cardinals.
Able Landscape Service for the do-it-yourself landscaper. They have everything you need from nursery stock to bedding rock. Stonework is their specialty. Call them today at 922-7835.
1:14 remaining in the quarter. Shane Jans back in. Todd Fortune forced to the Pines. Jans ahead, and the looping feed down low. Got it in here to Harmson, and a foul out ahead of that.
Yeah, it's got to go on Hintz.
Hintz. No, it should be on Richards, you mean.
Oh, I got it. And Gordon Hintz.
You're right. I'm sorry. First personal foul there on Hintz.
And Joe Wolf is going to check in. Another player has come in and played well. Grams has played well. 1:04 to go in the third quarter. A 46-41 Cardinal lead.
Looping out here to Randy Smith. Smith give it right back now to Simon. Back out Smith whole high. Randy Smith up to the high post now. Joe Wolf had some trouble there handling the basketball. Dumps it back out for Smith once again. We're down to 48 seconds remaining in the quarter. Cardinal lead is 5. Wade out over the back. Nothing called. Stolen right back by Simon. Jeff Simon pulls up. Three-pointer on a jackknife jump. No. Short for the rim. Wolf. Bingo! Joe Wolf there to pick up the loose change, and it's 48-41. 30 seconds remaining in the quarter, and Sekar wants one shot. Smith playing on Sekar. Off onto the left side. Shot here by Lasky. Will not go down. Rebound away to Simon. Gets some help from Harmson, and they'll get it across the timeline. Here's Shane Jans. Jans down into the lane. Back out Wolf. 10-footer on the way. Airballed it. Harmson. Yeah!
At the buzzer!
As of the quarter, and our score after 3, Fond du Lac 50, Oshkosh North 41. Back with the final 8 after this on your Fond du Lac Cardinal Basketball Report.
Come to Fond du Lac Mosaic Tile for all your floor covering needs. Installed by the ceramic and quarry tile, slate and marble, vinyl and carpeting. Ideal for new or remodeling installation. That's Fond du Lac Mosaic Tile. Laboratory of Wisconsin Incorporated, with convenient locations in Fond du Lac and Appleton, serving physicians, hospitals, clinics, and veterinarians with quality laboratory testing. Further information, call 929-1580 or 1-800-826-1580. And the Karras Car Company of Fond du Lac wishes the best of luck to all area teams. For the finest automobiles and service after the sale, stop at Karras Car Company today at 411 North Main Street in Fond du Lac.
As we see fourth of action, Mike, very important stat that you've got there. Wait a minute, looping feed down low. Won't go down. Harmson had the rebound.
No, it's going against North. Yeah.
It's going to go against North. You're right.
It's going to go against Sandleitner. One of the few that Harmson hasn't put down tonight. The stat of Dave, of course, you're talking about Dave, is rebounds.
Right.
The Cardinals in the quarter doubled the Spartans, 10-5. Give you the rest of the stats. The Cardinals warm up on the shooting, 8 for 14, 57%, 5 for 15, 33% for the Spartans. Fond du Lac with but 3 turnovers, as likewise the Spartans with 3.
Harmson hits the first. Joe with 20 points now in this basketball game.
They have another key stat to the course of this game now. Through 3 quarters, the Cards with but 10 turnovers. Against deep pressure defense, guys that haven't played a lot are doing a tremendous job.
Harmson with a pair. 52-41. Biggest lead of the game by anybody at 11 points. And who would have thunk this one, huh? By 11, the Cardinals. Free throw line jumper blocked by Smith. Rebound to High Harmson.
Again, now you want to milk. You don't want to go in the delay game, but there it's good to help.
It's stolen away here by Sekar. Coming back into the lane, running one hander is good.
He's a young man you've got to keep your eye on.
Mike, that is only his second bucket here of this half.
Yeah, but he's a guy that can just take you to school in a big hurry.
Jans, well, he got mad when we blocked his shot. That's called awakening the giant, right? Shane Jans around to the near side sidewalk. He's played here by Sekar. Now give it to Wolf. Wolf going to shoot the 15-footer. Bingo! 9 points of the game. Joe Wolf, 54-43. Sekar for 3. Won't drop. Wolf clears. Outlet pass to Shane Jans. He'll slow it up and bring it across the timeline. Now they get a double up on him. In a little bit of trouble. Comes back door. Yeah!
And time off by Frank Shady.
Frank Shady wants to talk it over. 6:42 remaining. Time out of the court. Fond du Lac leads it. 56-43.
Tonight's game, as always, is brought to you by your Video Sports Boosters, one of which is Call Insurance of Fond du Lac, your independent insurance agent. Because he works for himself, he works harder for you. Remember, when you need insurance, you need Bob Call. Give him a call, 923-4020. And visit the unique kitchen and bathroom showroom at Classic Kitchens, featuring wood gold, Brookhaven, and Mirrorlet cabinets. For free estimates, personal designs, and installation, call 922-9323. Classic Kitchens, located on highways 23 and 41 on the Frontage Road. Members of our Video Sports Boosters. And Bedlam has hit LP Goodrich High.
Well, Mike, I got to go back once again to Randy Smith, because I think Randy Smith, if you may have noticed here in the second half, has drawn Frank Secker defensively. And I think he's done just a tremendous job on him since he came into the basketball game, as a matter of fact. He's held him to just 5 points here in the half. He has 19 overall, but he had 14 of that at halftime.
Just the way Royal used to do it, huh?
Yep. Vogel, well, there's a foul reaching over the back on Wolf. Joe Wolf with his second personal foul. Another young man that has really done a nice job here tonight is Joe Wolf.
Yes. Everybody. I mean,
yeah, you can say something great about everybody that's been on the court. Secker to Vogel. Blocked! Gonna go out of bounds. Back to the North Spartans. That's one of the few times you're going to see High Harmson go up and reject one that hard. As Secker out over the top, and he'll hit it. Frank Secker is 7th of the second half, his 21st of the basketball game. 56-45, ball bank free here in the backcourt. Vogel coming down on Simon. Leave it for Wade, goes up over the top, and he'll lay it in. They changed their press here, and Smith now working with Sundance in the backcourt. Looping feed comes to Shane Janzel working across the timeline. Jans, bad pass, throw it away. Back up court. Here's Secker. 3-point try on the way, short for the rim. Wolf for the rebound. Leave it in the backcourt now for Sundance. And Simon, I'm working off of the monitor. Everybody's standing up here. Here's a Wolf down low post, short for the rim. Got his own rebound. Got 58-47 by 9, the Cardinals. 5.5 minutes remaining. Secker again for 3. Rebound away to Bochinsky. His shot is down. Bochinsky with his 6th. 58-49.
Come up, help out. There you go.
Smith to Jans, to Simon across the timeline. Oh, pass Black. Out ahead they come to Secker. Dishes off to Vogel. Running one-hander. Overlaid it. Tapped by Secker. No. And a foul. Secker's going to go to the line. Shane Jans apparently, I believe, with the foul.
Yeah. One thing that Jeff Simon, the young freshman, of course, and he is only a freshman, he's got to learn. In stature, he's not real big. He's only 5'9 and a half. He's got to learn. He can't just make that pass over the top real easy. He's got to put a little fake on him, maybe get him high in the air, go underneath him with the bounce pass.
The foul there was on Randy Smith. So Secker will go to the free throw line. He is 1 of 2 thus far in the basketball game. He gets the first. It is not an unfamiliar position for the North Spartans to come from behind. Believe me. Nina had him down big time. Second one by Secker, also good. He had an extremely quiet third quarter, but beginning to light it up once again. Simon up into the forecourt, leaves it back for Grams, who just came back into the basketball game. Todd Fortune is also back in. He's playing with 4 fouls. Grams trying to go to the hoop, goes backdoor. Harmson overlaid it, rebound away to Peter Wade. 7-point lead. Here's Secker right down the lane, dishes off for Bochinsky, no, but a foul. They call the block on Randy Smith, and Smith had nothing but vertical plane. He never moved.
Never moved an inch.
That's the 4th personal on Smith. And it's going to send Jared Bochinsky to the free throw line. He is 2 for 2 thus far. He'll shoot a pair here. He'll get one more.
Cardinals right now need a couple baskets back-to-back to cut this run right down. The Spartans are doing it right now. They're in the process of one of those mini runs.
second one will not go. High Harmson has the rebound. And Jeff Simon works in the backcourt on Richards. Cross-court feed. Smith almost lost it. They get a double team on him. Down to the mixer. Leave it for Harmson. Up over the top. Foul.
Richards, I believe.
Yeah, it could have been on either him. I do believe they're going to on Richards, and they will.
Corey Vogel is going to get up off the Pines, check back in for North.
Jason Richards with his second personal. High Harmson will go to the free throw line. He is 3 of 4. Should shoot a pair here. And he will. 4:29 remaining, 58-52.
Misses the front end, getting at this one.
Honeycombed them both out. Peter Wade with the rebound. Secker back up into the forecourt. Out of the near side now, Corey Vogel coming right down the lane. Running one header there, no. Randy Smith goes up and clears it. Give it for Simon in the backcourt. Simon loops it back across now to Smith. Popping out on the baseline. Todd Fortune got it down low here to Graham.
Push, yes.
Randy, Peter Wade with the personal foul. He pushed off.
Yeah, as soon as Graham's got the ball inside and the position, low box, he gave him that push up to the leg.
Well, that's the 4th personal on Peter Wade.
And I think right now, maybe look at little Joe Harmson, I should say, would like to get a little breather here.
We have not seen Josh Harmson too much here tonight. And you would have to think, Mike, that ankle might very well be bothering him. Graham's to the free throw line to shoot a 1+1. He is 2 of 3. Can't hit the first. Wow. Cardinals have missed their last 3 free throw attempts. On the near side sidewalk, Vogel down low. Wade turns, goes to the hoop, put it in.
And they're back to within 4.
16 points for Peter Wade, 58-54. Fortune look away to Wolf, dumps it back out to Randy Smith. Here's Joe Wolf around to the right side, 3:38 remaining. Fortune comes for Smith, back out Wolf once again. Joe Wolf, hole high. Here's Todd Fortune. Cardinals maybe getting a little stagnant down low underneath here now. Of course, the big guy out of there taking a break. Wolf out handling the basketball between the 2 rings. Down low, Fortune got it in here to Grahams. Goes up over the top of Wade. Yeah, do it, Graham. 60-54 by 6 the Cardinals. Secker, Bochinsky posting up now as Wade. Turnaround jumper is good. Got to get some help on him. Simon works in the backcourt on Jason Richards. They jump a jump switch and get the double up quickly. Simon, check that, Smith, down to Eric Grahams out of the coffin corner. There's Joe Wolf with 2:40 now remaining. Cardinal lead is 4 at 60-56. Wolf up high. Here is Simon with the basketball. Left side sidewalk now is Smith. Give it to Wolf once again. Wolf working out between the 2 rings. The Cardinals effectively working the clock here a little bit as well. Here is Smith, circle high to the left side. Smith played there by Corey Vogel. Randy Smith coming around now is Fortune. He is played by Secker.
Not only does this work the clock a little, Dave, it frustrates the Spartans. They want to play up-tempo. They want to go back and forth, north-south. They don't like this style of basketball.
Randy Smith down to Wolf. Down to 2:01 remaining. 4-point lead for the Cardinals. Simon, and the ball slapped away, and the foul will be called on Jason Richards.
Oh, Jeffrey Simon to go to the free throw line, I believe for the first time tonight.
Nope.
Well,
he had the three-point play earlier.
And Frank Shady once again wants a timeout.
1 minute and 57 seconds remain to be played in the basketball game. We have a timeout on the court with a score. Fond du Lac 60 and Oshkosh North 56.
The team outfitting center in Fond du Lac is Team Sports of downtown Fondy, specializing in the custom fitting of your team. Also offering area high school outerwear. That's Jack Francis's Team Sports across the Veterans Park in downtown Fond du Lac. And Dean's Dodge, the little dealer that cares for new and used cars, trucks, leasing, service, and parts. Come to Dean's Dodge, located 2 blocks north of the Holiday Inn. They're on West Frontage Road. And they're members of our Video Sports Boosters. We'll remind you, we'll have action on Saturday as the Fond du Lac Cardinal hockey team will travel to Hartmeyer Ice Arena in Madison for a 4 p.m. face-off against the Madison La Follette Lancers. The winner of that game will advance to the state tournament next Thursday. We'll have it back for you at 8:30 p.m. That, of course, will be on Star Channel 33. Saturday only will be on Channel 33.
And Mike, if you remember the last time that the Fond du Lac Cardinal hockey team got this close to making the state tournament, their opponent that year was also Madison La Follette Lancers. And they beat us 3-2. Simon gets one. Boy, these free throws, you gotta hit them down the line here.
Yep.
Second one by Jeff, no good. Rebound away to Lasky, challenged by Simon, but gets the basketball off here to Secker. Frank Secker, out between the 2 rings, three-pointer the way it's going.
Wow, he has got such a quick release.
61-59, they're within 2. 1:39 remaining. Smith, right side sidewalk, comes now for Todd Fortune. Fortune dishing back off high post, outside 3, honeycombed out, rebound away to Randy Smith. And Smith reloads the basketball. Now here's Simon, and a reach-in foul is going to be called. I think they called it on Lasky. Lasky with his first personal foul. And this one is going to send Randy Smith to the free throw line. Well, I tell you, for Randy Smith, Mike, these are very big right here, a 1+1. Well, leading it by 2, and you really, with Secker out there, who's able to can that three-pointer, you need them both.
The kind of game he has had, I kind of expected he'd go up there and knock a couple down.
That's his first score here of the second half, but what he has done has not been from the scoring part of this basketball game. Grams cannot come up with a rebound on the second toss. 62-59, 1:19 remaining. Frank Secker, round to the right side, three-pointer on the way, off the back of the rim, no good. Saved from going OB by Secker, stolen away by Grams. They'll call for a jump ball. And basketball gonna go to who here? Belongs to North.
On possession arrow. So keep that in mind if you need it down the stretch. We'll face towards Fond du Lac here on for
next time around, right. Secker does the honors on the inbound speed. They come in to Peter Wade. Give it to Secker now. Circle high to the left side. He's played there by Smith. Out of the coffin corner. Wade, he traveled the ball.
Tell you, when you make runs in the game, you do everything right. An example for North, their first turnover in the fourth quarter.
1:01 left in the basketball game.
Get out of that corner.
Simon, bad pass. Sondleitner, though, cannot save it.
Not a good place to take that ball in the middle of 3 guys in that corner.
58 seconds left. The Cardinal lead is 3. 62-59. Smith got to hustle to get it in. Does so to Jeff Simon. They get a double up on him. Ball batted away. Picked up. Here's Secker coming with a running one-hander. He overlaid it. Sondleitner with a rebound. He can't hit it. Sondleitner again. Overlaid. Grabs, clears. Unbelievable. Down court is Harpson. Joe Harpson now tosses back out here to Simon.
40 seconds left.
And the foul is going to be on Mark Lasky.
Boy, what a break for the Cards at this end. The turnover, they get 4 shots at it and can't knock it home.
Lasky's second personal. And again, you send Smith to the free throw line. It will be another 1+1. He is 1 of 2.
And timeout's going to be taken.
They're going to try and ice Smith here. 37 seconds remain to be played in this basketball game. Time out of the court. Fond du Lac leads at 62-59.
And tonight's game, as always, once again, is brought to you by all of our video sports boosters, one of which is the Merck Marine Credit Union, with 3 offices to serve all your financial needs. They are available to anyone living or working in Fond du Lac County or the townships of Leroy, Lemira, Chester, and Trenton in Dodge County. Student loans available for you or your family's continuing education. Merck Marine Credit Union is member NCUA. Along with Lens Sales and Service, as well as Lens Leasing Incorporated, where nice cars are sold and serviced. Around the corner of South Military and Seymour Streets, Jerry Lynn Sales and Service, a member of our Video Sports Boosters.
I don't know if we had a shot here right now of Bester and Tomczyk and Renz. They're actually playing water boy, Mike. They're helping the guys out. They're back there pouring the water, making sure everyone's taken care of. Look at Bester talking to people on the bench. Well, I tell you, very manly for those 3 guys to do here tonight.
Yeah, a couple comments I'm going to save for later in the game about that situation.
Here's Smith to the free throw line. Good!
It would only be justice if he could be the clutch man down the stretch. Hey, he made the first one. Don't stop it now.
I shouldn't have, huh? Second on the way. Bingo!
And they're going to bring Grams back in. A little more size defense.
They're going to bring Harmson back in, and Smith will come out.
They're looking for a little more size underneath now.
And Shane Jans is in to play on Secker. And he pulls up here with a three-point try, and he drilled it again. Wow. With a guy right in his face, Mike. He's unbelievable. And a steal. They're going to call a foul on Secker. The thing that's really a shame about Frank Secker is that he's another player right there, a recruit, shall we say, that Wisconsin lost.
Yep. Going to Vanderbilt, I believe. No, is that right? Vanderbilt?
Yeah, it's something like that.
I believe it is Vanderbilt.
Shane Jans is going to go to the free throw line. He is scoreless in the basketball game. Will shoot a 1+1. And Shane with the first. Good!
Well, that's the big one. That gives you that three-point edge once again.
65-62.
You knock this one down and you need 2 possessions for the Spartans.
Shane Jans will shoot another. On the way. Bingo!
Look at that bench explode.
27 seconds remaining. Secker again for 3. Back of the rim. Rebound paddled for. Sidelighter has. Pops it back out again. Secker, and he hits it.
And a timeout.
Unbelievable, Mike.
He is uncanny.
17 seconds remaining to be played. Timeout on the court. Fond du Lac's lead is 1 at 66-65.
The Secco meter across the way at 32, is that right?
I haven't counted it up, but that probably is correct. Well, he has hit 4 3-pointers here in the second half.
You know what makes him so outstanding, Dave, is the way he can pull off the dribble at any angle, falling away, falling ahead, sideways, no matter what.
Yeah, it's right. 32.
Well, once again now, you got 17 seconds on the clock, a 1-point lead. The key is get the ball in. You don't want to turn the ball over. You make them foul you. Once again, even with 2 free throws, you're going to allow them a 3-point opportunity for the tie here. That 3-point bucket becomes so big in games these days. But that's all down the line. You got to take care of the ball and make them foul.
So Fond du Lac will have the basketball in the backcourt. Keep in mind here, they will be able to run the baseline. Smith to Simon. Double up on him. Down and a foul.
Yep.
Going to be on Lasky. It will send Jeff Simon to the free throw line.
And he needs a pair.
He is 2 of 3 in the basketball game. It will be a 1+1. Well, most importantly, you got to have the front half. You don't want a situation here now, Mike, where a 2-point field goal could win the basketball game for North.
Yep.
After the Cardinals have led the bulk of this ball game. A terrific third quarter. Jeff Simon to the free throw line. Missed it. Rebound away. Secker. 11 seconds left. Sekar up into the forecourt. Sekar banged away by Graham, and a foul.
Eric Grams will go to the line. Well, what we want to see now, are they going to add time on the clock? I'm not sure if they got stopped right away with all the noise in the gym.
Yeah, the clock says only 5 seconds. The foul here was on Jason Richards, which is his 4th.
As long as they don't question it, it will stay that way. I'm not saying it did run. Maybe it did.
So Eric Grams to the free throw line. He is 2 of 4.
Cardinals going to keep 3 guys back defensively here. Boy, what a great step-in defense there. It looked as though the Spartans had 3 guys under the basket. Nobody wearing white, and all of a sudden Eric Grams comes out of no place to steal that ball.
They want to keep one guy on Sekar so that hopefully they can keep the basketball away from him somehow. Play a little denial defense on him. Grams will go to the free throw line with a 1+1. On the way with the first. No good. Rebound to Wade. Wade blocked by Grams. Wade has it again. To 1 second half-court shot. No! Ball game! Oh! What a tremendous upset! What a tremendous upset by the Fond du Lac Cardinals!
The number 3 ranked team in the state of Wisconsin came into this game undefeated. They go home. Tasting defeat, I should say, for the first time on the year.
What a tremendous, tremendous upset, Mike, for the Fond du Lac Cardinals. With the adversity that they faced, losing their leading scorer and losing their top defensive player, the man who had held Sekar to 19 points the first time around. Sekar tonight gets 32, but Fond du Lac wins 66-65, the final score. And a tremendous upset here by the Fond du Lac Cardinals. We're going to be back to wrap it up for you after this on your Fond du Lac Cardinal Basketball Report.
Of Fond du Lac for quality welding and fabricating of steel, aluminum, or stainless steel. Anytime, anywhere, whether it's structural or ornamental, Manowski should be your steel fabricator. Feldner Chevrolet of St. Cloud has been serving the community for over 50 years, featuring Chevrolet and cars and trucks, Mercury outboards, and Arctic Cat snowmobiles. Service after the sale is their #1 priority. Stop in today. 1201 Main Street, St. Cloud.
In designing the new Achieva, Oldsmobile has also designed an intelligent way to have one. The Achieva Smart Lease. This low monthly payment gets you an Achieva. With anti-lock brakes, automatic transmission, and air. The Achieva Smart Lease. Intelligence and value from Oldsmobile. The power of intelligent engineering.
When your needs start becoming confusing, why not professionals that will give you the straight the call? They're an independent agency, hometown attitude, and because he works for himself, he'll work harder for you. Call the hometown agency, now at 25 North Main in Fond du Lac. Insurance without all the theatrics. Maybe just a little.
Back once again to the Goodrich High School Gymnasium here this evening, in our final score tonight. The Fond du Lac Cardinals in a tremendous upset here tonight over the Oshkosh North Spartans. The #3 ranked team in the state of Wisconsin came in here a sparkling 19-0, and Fond du Lac smokes out a 66-65 win out here tonight, Mike. Maybe the biggest break in the basketball game came very late in the game here for the Fond du Lac Cardinals. After we turned the ball over, Oshkosh North gets, count them, 4 shots at the bucket, couldn't get one to drop. It preserved a 3-point lead at the time. Eric Ramsden was also fouled in the backcourt. Big difference in the ball game right there.
Not only 4 shots, Dave, there were 4 pretty good shots.
Layups.
They don't miss those very often.
No,
A big break there, but boy, the Cardinals deserved it tonight. I mean, what an effort. You could go right down the line, and you had tremendous efforts from everybody that stepped on that court. I thought a great job by Dick Diener to get these guys together. You have to bring them all together when you have some adversity like that. They came in, they grouped together. This team likes to go up and down the court. We know that. And I thought, especially from the second quarter on, the Cardinals got into their style game. They dictated the tempo. They got the ball over half court, they pulled it out, and that's they had that numbers game where you could get a break to the bucket. They pull it out, and you would frustrate the defense a little bit. Just that, because the fact they want to run, they want to run. When they stand around, they don't like it. And that would cause them to make some bad decisions. Every aspect of this game was great, except for one. That was the free throw shooting. Again, problem. Cardinals are lucky to come away with a close win like this.
Yeah, we shot just 52% from the free throw line, but the Cardinals did hit some real key free throws down the stretch of the basketball game. A pair by Shane Jans that helped out immensely, and of course a pair there by Randy Smith very late in the basketball game. Those were pressure-packed free throws. They were all, 30-some seconds to go and 20-some seconds to go in the basketball game when we went to the line there both times, and knocked down 4 free throws in that situation. Pressure-packed free throws with a couple of guys that are not used to being in that situation at all, and they still came away with them.
Everybody, as I said, that stepped on that court tonight played tremendous. I have 2 guys that I think really, maybe even a step above tremendous. Young Jeff Simon, the freshman, steps in there in his second start now, 2 consecutive starts, gets in there, and he had a few turnovers there late in the game, but he controlled the tempo for most of the game. I thought did a real job of controlling the game from that point guard position, and he's only a freshman. You get Shane Jans and Randy Smith, 2 guys that for all intents and purposes hadn't played much all year long, whether it be the only time they stepped on the court was late in the game when it's a 20-point win. They come in, do the job, and that's not an easy place. All they've been doing all year is practicing. And again, a credit to Dick Diener's practice style, because he had those guys ready to play some basketball. Joel Wolf coming off the Pines tonight for a change. And again, as I said earlier, either they found him to be coming off the Pines his role, that may be the case, maybe he's a great number 6 man, or else he was very upset he didn't start. He came in and had one whalable game for Joel Wolf. Eric Grams, what more could you say? Some key plays throughout the course of the game. Didn't have the big numbers, but he had key plays at different times. Look at the big turnover late in the game when he stepped in front of that 3-0 break. And of course, you got to finish with Joe Harmson, Dave. What an effort by Joel. Just controlling the inside, was not intimidated at all by Randy Wade. And I gotta go back some comments you made earlier in the season, things about how he rises against better competition. Tonight, Joel Harmson was the top of his game in one heck of an effort.
Yeah, he was. He hit the bunny layups. He hit some tough layups down there when he had a muscle in, and he hit the sky hook things. I think one thing that happened in this basketball game very early was that we got the basketball down low to Joe Harmson, and he turned and hit that sky hook in the lane off of the glass. It was a picture-perfect shot, and he did a tremendous job with it, and I think he got a big confidence booster right there early in the basketball game. That might have been the most important shot that Joe Harmson hit all night long. Let's take a look at the final statistics here on the basketball game for you.
Well, first of all, for the Fond du Lac Cardinals, they finished shooting at even 50% at 24 for 48 shooting. The North Spartans, look at the difference in field goal attempts. 64 attempts for North. They hit on 26 for 41%. The Cards only 14 for 27, 52% from the line. 12 for 15 for North. They connect on 80% of their free throws. The Cardinals edge out the boards 31 to 29. 15 turnovers for Fond du Lac, 11 for the Spartans. 5 of those 15, of course, very late in the game in the fourth quarter.
And it was a good thing that we had probably built up that 11 or 13-point lead in the basketball game the way Sekar came back. We'll show you some scoring here. First of all, for the Oshkosh North Spartans, as they were led by Frank Sekar here in the basketball game. Mike just came out of no man's land very late in the ball game, finishes with 32. He had 17 points total coming into the fourth quarter of action. We had done a tremendous job on him. He had but one 3-point field goal in that third quarter. He had 14 at halftime, but then the fourth quarter of action, when the chips were down, Frank Sekar started to light things up and hit hit on 4 out of 5 3-point field goal attempts down the stretch in this basketball game. Brought them back to within reasonable distance to have a shot at winning the ball game. But the Cardinals prevailed. Peter Wade finished with 18 points for Oshkosh North. For the Fond du Lac Cardinals out here tonight, Joe Harmson leads the way with 23 points in the basketball game. Joe Wolf coming off the Pines with 11 big points out here tonight for the Fond du Lac Cardinals. 9 points for Randy Smith, who just, I thought he had a fine game. When you consider the amount of time that Randy Smith has had on this court prior to tonight, what a tremendous job by Randy Smith. 2 very clutch free throws down the stretch that helped preserve his victory out here tonight. And Eric Graham's defensively, hey, a couple of times we've talked about Eric Graham's and his great hands. And he showed that tonight. A couple of steals, things that happened late in the ball game. Eric Graham's a tremendous game and 8 points to round out the leading scorers here tonight for Fond du Lac. Todd Fortune chipped in with 7 out here tonight. 4 points for Jeff Simon, as we said before. Terrific floor game. Shane Jans finishes with 2, and a nice job again by Shane. And those 2 free throws were, again, very late in the basketball game and down the stretch when the Cardinals needed them very, very desperately.
You know, Don, in this game, heading into it, if somebody would have told me we've got 7 points on a Fortune and won the game, I thought they were crazy. All things considered. One closing comment, Dave, I have on the situation with the 3 kids, Renz, of course, Bester, and Tomchek. There would be a lot of guys, I think, that under the circumstance would have packed it in and said, well, if they don't want me on the team, the heck with them. Maybe I hope they lose. You know, they're not giving me the effort to play anymore. That's obviously not the case with these 3 young men. If you observed them at all on the bench tonight, they were sitting right behind the players. They were coaches. They were cheerleaders. They were water boys. They were anything that they could do to help this team win a ball game. That is a credit to those 3 young men. They made a mistake. That happens to every one of us. At this point, let's credit them for everything else they've done for this program, and they're still wanting these guys to win with their heart and soul in the game. And I stand hats off to those 3 men for their efforts tonight.
Yeah, I think that they were really probably very much a part of this win out here tonight. As you said, they were the coaches, the cheerleaders, and even right down to being the water boys. Whenever we saw a timeout over there, it was Kevin Tomchek and Renz and Brian Bester that were pouring the water for the guys.
And when his final horn went off, Bester was the first guy I saw in that court.
Yeah, he was out on the court immediately, you betcha. 66-65, the Fond du Lac Cardinals have upset the Oshkosh North Spartans here tonight and have kept them from completing the regular season undefeated as we head to tournament play. Now, we'll remind you that we're going to have high school hockey action for you tomorrow, and this will be on cable channel 33 now, folks, as the Fond du Lac Cardinals take on the Lance.
No good. Rebound, Wade. Outlet pass tip. It's in the backcourt. Wade will not get the shot off. The Fond du Lac Cardinals have defeated Oshkosh North. Look at this. All the Cardinals have poured